my wallet down in my spaceship.
Who won the World Series race last year?
What is this, some sort of prolonged practical joke?
I get it. Pittsburgh Pirates won it. Won 4 out of 7 from the Yankees. Sharp boys, real sharp boys. Wouldn't expect us Martians to know nothing about the great American pastime, did you? Huh?
You got identification, miss?
Well, no, as a matter of fact, I left it in my suitcase and it was shipped on ahead.
She was on the bus.
How do we know you're the same driver that drove us here? Ain't nobody been exonerated, and that's for sure.
Let's cut this farce out right now. We'll all show our identifications and put a stop to it. The whole thing's ridiculous.
Then how do you explain the extra person?
Yeah, how about that?
Very simple. The driver was mistaken. 7 people got off the bus, and the driver thought there were only 6.
Is that possible?
Not a chance in the world. I counted heads before we took off, and there were 6 people.
What caused that? Look, I don't know what's going on here, but how about we all just relax and stay here until morning?
Sounds like a plan, officer.
Did you find anything? Nope. The road has been posted and blocked off, so can't go over it yet. It's not holding up very well. Nope. Not holding up very well.
I know that bridge, and what's more, I don't trust it.
Well, thank goodness we needn't concern ourselves with your judgment. If that bridge got a clean bill of health, you'd drive that bus right across it.
Listen, mister, you may be a big shot in Boston, but when it comes to buses and bridges, I got seniority. And that bridge is so old that any...
Hey, what is this? Why does the lights go out like that?
We may be losing power. This is weird. This is just plain weird.
I wish whoever it was would play his cards right now. Why don't they do something? What's the point of all this thing cooped up in here like this and...
Look, lady. We're all kids in a closet here, and I don't really know what's going on, but I think it'd be a real healthy idea if we just relaxed and pinpointed that particular somebody. Makes sense. Maybe whoever it is invisible. Maybe they're just playing games. Cat and mouse.
That is childish nonsense.
It's as good of an explanation as I've heard. But what if the thing doesn't show itself? Do we just sit here holding our breath?
Yeah, how about that?
Well, if someone were to ask me,
Well, no one did ask you. No one will.
Hey, why don't you leave that old man alone?
Who invited you into this?
Well, I didn't realize we were waiting for invitations, but you have this big thing about bossing everyone around.
Look, it's hard enough just sitting here without...
Sit down, okay? Hello? Yeah? What's that? It's okay? All right, thanks. The bridge is okay.
Go.
What do you think, Perry?
can't hold him. We're making a big mistake, officers! A big mistake! You're letting the monster out!
That may well be, old man. May well be. But you can't hold somebody on suspicion of being a monster. You couldn't roll him any time.
Are they sure about that bridge? I don't like it. She sways in the wind, and she's not suspension.
That was the county engineer. The bridge has been declared okay, so we'll go on ahead and go out first, and you guys follow. All right.
All right, you can pay your bills over here, ladies and gentlemen. Godspeed and safe trip. Y'all come back again. That is, except for one of you. You had the chili?
Liver!
Chili.
Liver!
That'll be 90 cents. Coffee, okay, 20 cents. You had what? 14 cups of coffee? That'll be $1.40. Something for you?
Coffee. What?
One coffee. Black. Hey, didn't you, what I mean to say is, didn't you go out on that bus?
I did indeed. Oh yes, I went out on that bus. You know something? That bridge wasn't safe. It collapsed. The state police car, the bus, everything, kerplunk, right into the river. It was a terrible scene. No one got out.
Except you.
Except me. Lucky, I guess, huh?
Yeah, lucky. But,
But what?
but you're not even wet.
Wet. What's wet?
What do you mean, what's wet? You fell in the river and your clothes are completely dry.
An illusion, that's all. Just an illusion. Like that jukebox playing in the corner. That's an illusion too. Or that telephone ringing. Just a parlor. That's all.
What are you, some kind of magician?
Who, me? Oh, pardon. Now, before you faint dead away, I had to explain that my name isn't really Ross, and I wasn't really going to bus. No, you see, I was sent as kind of an advanced scout. 'Tis coffee, you call it? It tastes wonderful. We haven't got a thing like this on Mars. That's incidentally where I come from. We're beginning to colonize. My friends will be here very shortly. I think they're really going to like it here. So remote, so pleasant, so off the beaten track. Just the perfect place to start a colony. Don't you think, Mrs. Haley? In fact, while we're waiting, why not a little what you call music?
I don't mind. In fact, I have to do a little waiting myself. You see, Mr. Ross, my name isn't Haley, and I agree with you. This is an extraordinary place to colonize. We folks on Venus had the same idea a few years back. Sorry. And I really must tell you that your friends are not coming. They've been intercepted. Oh, a colony is coming, Mr. Ross, but it's from Venus. And if you're alive, I'm sure you'll see how we differ. And I agree with you about what they call music. Why don't you play some?
Incident on a small outpost of civilization, to be believed or disbelieved, depending on your frame of reference, your imagination, and whether or not you're from Mars, Venus, or Missouri. But no matter the degree of your skepticism, if a sour-faced dandy named Ross, who looks like a stocks and bonds salesman, or a big, good-natured counterman who handles a spatula as if he'd been born with one in his mouth, if either one of these two entities walks onto your premises, you better hold his hand, scales and all, or watch his words, especially that long, sticky tongue of his. Because the gentleman in question just might try to colonize you, or at least take you with them on a one-way trip into the Twilight Zone.